Hello, in this video I'm going to show you the new things in QuickerSite 4. Um, so as you might have read, the actual new feature here is that we now support, or QuickerSite now support templates from gstemplates.com. This is an online template builder that I developed a couple of months ago, and of course I made sure that those templates are 100% compatible with QuickerSite, or the other way around. So it's a bit this template builder is pretty limited compared to the other template builder we have been using so far in QuickerSite, named Artisteer. So this one on gstemplates.com is much more limited, but when used properly, I think you can do very nice things with it. I'm gonna quickly demo here what it takes to import a template from gstemplates.com into your QuickerSite backside. So first of all, you can have a lot of you can tweak this template. Obviously, you can also load a template from one of the samples in there. But what I'm gonna do at this point, I'm gonna select a random color. I'm gonna select a couple. And maybe what is probably more useful is that you select a given color. For instance, this one I like those yellow-green colors, and then you click the suggest button here at the right of that color box, and you click that suggest button a couple of times. It will actually suggest a color palette based on the color you selected. So I'm gonna have to, so let's go for this one. And another thing I'm gonna do in the menu tab, I'm gonna make sure that I'm not gonna be using a vertical menu for now. Okay, so I'm gonna make it invisible. And also, what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna make sure that the left column disappears. So you can actually set the left column to 0 pixels, which makes it disappear. And then I'm gonna make the right column a bit wider so we have a good setup. That's all I'm gonna do for this template. You can obviously do tons of other things as well, but for the purpose of this demo, I'm just gonna download the template, and as you will see, sample 4, I'm gonna name it. So it's in my download folder here. And with that zip file, so that exported zip file, I can go to my QuickerSite backside and upload that zip template, which is what I'm about to do now. So I go to my downloads directory and sample 4. That must be the one. And I'm going to upload it. Click continue a couple of times. And so the name of my new template is sample 4, okay, down here. And I'm going to make it a default template straight away for this demo. When I now check my website on this new template, you will notice that the actual color palette and the setup of my GS template demo here, or bootstrap, if you like, is now used for my QuickerSite test website. All modules like the footer, the header area, the menu, obviously, the banner sections, all these elements are now 100% manageable from within your backside without touching even any HTML or CSS. So the banners, you can modify the banners through the backside. By the way, this explains how You can change the footer from your backside. Again, a little explanation here how to do that, and so on and so on. Please note that all modules actually keep on working fine. So you have that gallery script that we are using for a while now. Everything keeps on working pretty smoothly. Another new thing in QuickerSite 4 is that you can enable pretty nice accordion effect on the list page. I think by default it is enabled. I'm going to check it out. So if for a list page you check to use the accordion effect, you will see what that means. So here, this list page, uses that accordion effect. If I disable it and I save the page and I refresh it at this point, you will see that you're back to the old list page. The one we have been using for years actually. So I personally like this very much. So you can use it by clicking that little box, and if you then refresh the page again, you will see that rather than have our old behavior, you now have the accordion. There are a couple of advantages of using the accordion. One of the main advantages is that the actual page only loads once, okay, because all content is loaded at first page load. That was not the case in our previous list page system, where you had to reload the same page over and over again by clicking those items. So in terms of performance, in terms of user friendliness, if you like, this is a good thing. This page, so where you can delete items and modify items, has also been slightly modified. You probably do not recognize these controls at first sight, but this is new, and it should help you to quickly delete, especially delete certain items from the list pages. Okay. Finally, about that accordion. If you would like to change the CSS from the accordion, this is where you have to go to. So you go to Setup, Accordion CSS, and this is where you can load either the default CSS or a dark CSS. These are the two the defaults. So if I go back, so I have now enabled the dark CSS, which might actually be better on this template. So this is now dark, by default it's gray, which is how it fits into most templates. So this is the gray setup. If you like, for some reason, a very specific color palette, and we will do that, I added a little suggest button over here. It's gonna look a bit weird, I guess. But if you now refresh that page again, you have that red look. I don't like it that much, but anyway, you can modify those colors over here, obviously. For now, let me just set it back to the default colors. Finally, the last major improvement in QuickerSite is that I have added a very powerful caching feature into QuickerSite. So I can only show you that particular feature by using Internet Explorer, a browser that I only use for testing purposes and never use it in real life. But if you have a look at the source code of that particular this is the home page of QuickerSite.com. You see, this is what actually anonymous visitors and web bots would see when they visit QuickerSite.com, you will notice that, and I'm going to refresh once more because sometimes it doesn't really take any effect. So I'm going to check the source of, check the source of the page, and at the bottom of the source you will see that this page has been, so here at the very bottom of the screen, that page loaded from cache in 46 milliseconds. Okay, so this very page has been loaded from the cache rather than straight from well, the difference is that that page has been loaded from the cache and it took 300 milliseconds to load that particular time. Okay, but anonymous visitors will see a copy that loaded in only 46 milliseconds. That is a very powerful caching, but, and it's good to know, it's only going to be useful, or it's only going to be available in a way to users who are allowed to use the user-friendly URLs in QuickerSite. You see, so for some years we are using user-friendly URLs. So like in this case, videos. You see, so this is a user-friendly URL. So there again, I can go check the actual source, and yeah, here it's less sensational, I must admit. But if I refresh the page, you will see that, or I expect that particular page to load a bit faster, as is the case here, you see. So the original page took 171 milliseconds to load, while as the cached version only took 46 milliseconds. So this is a good caching system. But again, only available to pages that use the user-friendly URL. Obviously, you can also, from the backside, and you can also disable caching for specific pages if you need to. Setting the or enabling the caching is to be done in the admin panel. So it's not from in the backside, it's something that is controlled from the admin panel. And if you don't know what the admin panel is, it's the panel you get when you log on to your adlogin.asp page. And I'm going to quickly show you around what that means. So enabling the caching is to be done from here. I'm gonna show you a random website here created on my server. So if I would like to use caching for pages, I would need to check this box. Okay. By default, I think the sample website is not enabled for caching. So it's something you need to explicitly enable for a given website. So these are the new things, the new features in QuickerSite 4. And by far the most exciting new thing is obviously the actual integration with gstemplates.com for you to create very nice, very slick templates. I'm going to show you one example of a website I did with gstemplates.com, and it's this very website for a friend of mine, a musician here in Belgium, and this template has been made with gstemplates.com. I needed a bit of a bizarre setup because I wanted this picture to be aligned at the left, and I wanted this website to be aligned more at the right, as you see. So this was a piece of cake using gstemplates.com, and as far as I know, this is a bit more complicated with traditional template builders. So when it comes to, and you see I also use the accordion effect here, It's very slick. It's very fun to use as an end user. And it only takes a second to enable it on the QuickerSite backside.